Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a warm welcome if you're new, honey. So today this is going to be part 4 on the Huda, Louie, Olandria situation where Huda and Louie were caught on a live stream laughing at a fan who made a racial remark towards Olandria. So it looks like a few updates have come out. Number 1, we're going to get into Shelley's reaction because she's now posted on her Instagram story and people are giving her a lot of backlash because she's still friends with Sierra, who got kicked off of the show because she said a racial slur. So we're definitely going to discuss that. And also, it looks like Louie is backtracking a little bit and he made another Instagram story post and he decided to follow the whole black background trend that Olandria started because, you know, everybody gonna copy Olandria. But yeah, guys, so if you're ready to get into this story, just stay tuned. It looks like Shelley has now decided to come out and speak about the situation. However, she's getting a lot of backlash because of who she decided to be friends with. And I'm talking about Sierra. I saw so many comments saying that pretty much Shelley doesn't have a right to talk about racism because her friend Sierra has said a racial slur before. However, I'm going to tell you right now, Shelley has all the right to talk about racism. Number 1, she's a black woman. Number 2, she is a dark-skinned black woman. And we all know that statistically, dark-skinned women are not treated as well as a more fairer type of woman. I mean, you can fight me in the comments if you want, but we all pretty much know that as a fact. And I hate that, but unfortunately, that's the way the world is. But just because Shelley decided to befriend Sierra does not mean that she cannot speak on racism. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and get into what Shelley had to say. Now, first, I want to clear up something. A lot of people were saying that this was a repost. It wasn't actually Shelley. But if you go to the page that was tagged, I think it's Slim Thin, you can see that it's clearly Shelley's other page. So she's just reposting something that she already said. So yes, this is coming directly from her. Shelley says, seeing what happened with a former Love Island castmate and her partner laughing during a prank call that included a racist remark towards Olandria was disappointing to say the least. Racism isn't a prank, it's not entertainment, and it's definitely not something to laugh at. As a black woman, it's painful to watch moments like this play out so casually because it shows how normalized disrespect and ignorance can become when people choose silence or humor over accountability. Having been on the receiving end of hate and racial comments, I know how deeply that can cut and would never wish that pain on anyone. Any form of racism should always be checked right away. There's nothing awkward about racism. It's disgusting and disheartening, and I'll always speak on it. Let's not make light of moments like these. There's a bigger message here. Use your voice and stand up for what's right, no matter the time, place, or who's watching. As always, love and peace, Shelley. Okay, so first of all, I love this response. It's giving Olandria Jr. And y'all know everybody's been copying the black background who has been giving responses about the situation regarding racism. And I do like this black background because it kind of shows the seriousness of the post. It's like, okay, this is not like a lighthearted something to joke about, something to dismiss. No, we need to address the elephant in the room and we need to do it now. So I really respect that. I love that about Shelley. And I could totally understand her wanting to respond to this because she is also a beautiful dark-skinned woman. So just like she said herself, I'm sure that she's faced adversity before. She's faced some issues with racism, you know, things of that nature. Now, I do want to touch really quickly on Sierra because when I tell y'all so many people gave Shelley backlash just because she is still friends with Sierra, and I do feel like everyone is an individual and everybody has the right to speak on topics and morals and ethics and things that concern them. You know, people are individuals, and just because you're friends with somebody does not mean you share all the same beliefs, all the same lingo, and the same willingness to use a racial slur. Okay, let's just keep it a band. But I saw a post on Facebook and people were basically Shelley wouldn't have even responded if this didn't have anything to do with Huda and you're friends with Sierra. So what's the point of even bringing this up? But let me tell you guys something. There is a difference between Shelley accidentally using a word, being told that it's a racial slur, and then immediately apologizing, immediately taking accountability, and a person who hears a racial slur and laughs about it. Those are two different types of people. Like I said in the last video, number 1, I do not condone racism at all. I'm a black woman. I do not condone racism whatsoever. However, I do have common sense and people mess up. Okay, accidents happen and some actions are completely unforgivable. And I get that. However, Sierra saying that she has chinky eyes and being told by the Asian community, hey, that's a racial slur, she immediately took to Instagram and she said, I am not here to explain my side because this is not about me. I'm not the victim. This is a video about accountability. She said that out the gate. And yes, I am more willing to forgive someone who messed up and immediately takes accountability compared to someone who hears a racial slur and laughs about it. Absolutely, 1,000%. If I had to choose, I would choose Sierra every time. And you know what? If it's one of those nervous laugh things, possibly I could let it go, but she really put the nail in the coffin when she made her Instagram stories and she was so dismissive and she put all the blame on the caller. Because like we talked about already, yes, it is the caller's fault for saying that. However, it's her fault for her reaction. Nobody controls your body but you. Girl, you're not a puppet. And I don't think Louie's back there pulling strings. Well, he might. Who knows? But what I do know is you're in control of your own body, girl. So you have to take some form of accountability. So yes, the fact that number one, she laughed about it. And then number two, tried to just brush it off and be dismissive about it. And then number three, taking absolutely no accountability. What they say, 3 strikes, you're out. Oh, yeah, she's out of there. Oh, and let's not forget how she finally did take accountability once everybody kind of came out and started speaking about how messed up it was that she didn't even say anything to the person on the phone, nor did she say anything to the live. They just brushed it off like it was nothing. And when it comes to racism, you have to approach it. You have to approach it head on because these people will start to get comfortable. They will start to think it's okay. And Huda, you're kind of letting your fans know that, hey, it's okay to be racist around me. All I'm going to do is just chuckle about it and then we can go to the next topic. Oh, matter of fact, your song's playing. No, your leaked song. How do you have more emotion for a leaked song that probably ain't shit compared to somebody who you called her your friend at some point? And like, I just think that's so crazy to me and so disrespectful on so many different levels. And speaking of Louie, let's go ahead and see what he wrote because he did backtrack just like Huda did. Look at them, Dumb and Dumber. But yeah, he backtracked and he made a more formal statement. So let's go ahead and read this. And it's going to be my first time reading it too. So we going to learn together, child. We finna learn together. Hold up. Wait a minute. Do y'all see what's wrong with this picture? Because right by the first sentence, I can tell that this isn't Louie. I don't know who typed this up, but if you saw Louie's initial IG story post, he was using all types of bad grammar, wrong language. I think he said he don't support no racism. Like it was really bad. Okay. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into it. I like to extend my sincerest apology to all those affected by the caller who used language that completely goes against everything we stand for. Huda and I were extremely caught off guard. As a Black man, I have greater empathy through my own lived experiences battling racism, and the idea that a flustered response to a very unnerving situation could be misinterpreted for me not taking the matter seriously is incredibly disheartening. Did he just try to internet gaslight us? I know you lying. Hold on. Okay. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. That was Auntie Sunshine. She is back inside of my body. Let's continue. I was extremely shocked that someone would so casually use harmful and dangerous language, and Hood and I both recognized the immediate need to end the call so we would process what had just happened. We were shocked that what sounded like a young caller would so thoughtlessly speak that way. This was an extreme, unfortunate situation. One that in no way reflects my values nor Huda's. We are both very proud of the way we've used our platforms to be a voice for those who are often underrepresented, especially on TV. We are even more motivated now to approach every audience interaction with respect, inclusivity, and care. Yeah, you should have been doing that anyway. I know he said even more motivated, but obviously, y'all a little too inclusive. It looked like the Klan might be up in there. I think y'all need to, maybe just focus on not allowing racist people to get away with stuff and laughing at it instead. But, like I said, I don't know what Chat GPT type of mess that was because he didn't use any of those words at the beginning. But yeah, that's what he said. But I also saw that Clarke responded. And a lot of people were saying that Clarke is probably not even going to respond because she doesn't like in the first place. They had that issue with Taylor. They were fighting for their man, trying to make sure neither one of them went home. But yeah. She did end up responding. And I mean, honestly, with Clarke, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because when she did end up responding, people were saying, oh, she's being fake. And other people were saying, oh, she's probably just doing this so she doesn't get any backlash. But scratch his head. Y'all do know she a Black woman too, right? So like, she does have a right to speak on it, And I know there were some people that came out, like Nick, for example, and I think there was another woman who came out too, and they were both white, and they did speak about it. And of course, everyone is allowed to, talk about how racism is destructive and a negative thing and how it needs to end. So I do appreciate them talking about it. But as a black person, I feel like you should not be surprised that another black person is talking about racism. Like, that don't even make no sense to me. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into what Clarke had to say. So she kept it short and sweet. She said, "Good morning. I don't support or condone any form of racism or hateful behavior. We should be coming together in love and positivity. There's already enough hate in the world. Let's choose kindness. Always." So I'll tell you right now, I like her response because it's short and it's sweet. And also, she didn't really copy anybody. The only thing I can say is the black background, but she didn't, throw out a bunch of links just because somebody else did. Yes, that was shade to Huda, because if that would have been her first plan of action, if she would have laughed online and literally went online on Instagram stories and said, "Hey, I was wrong, and because I'm wrong, I'm going to send out all of these links so we can donate to support anti-racism." If she would have did that out the gate before Olandria, I would have took that laugh with a grain of salt and said, well, you're still wrong for that. I mean, that's crazy, but I can take it with a grain of salt because you're taking accountability. But she literally just stole Olandria's idea, and Olandria posted 3 links after, and so did she. She even copied the amount of links that Olandria posted. Like, when I say she copied this woman, she copied her down to a T. It was insane. But I do know that I mentioned Iris, so I went ahead and did a little research while I'm making this video, and I did find her Instagram story post. So let's go ahead and touch on that too. I mean, we're talking about all of them anyway. And before we get started, there's one thing I want to mention. Iris is smoking hot, and she has the personality and the heart to match, because these people, Nick and Iris and Clarke, they weren't even involved, and Shelley too. None of these people were involved. However, they are taking a stand, and I specifically say Nick and Iris because I feel like they're using their privilege for good. Yes, white privilege is a thing, okay? I'm so sorry to tell you, for people who don't know, okay? But I love how they're taking a stand, and they're also indirectly letting their fans know, hey, we don't play this shit either. So yes, even though we are of a different skin tone, do not bring any of this racist stuff onto our platform, because we will get you out of here. And that's something that Huda could not do, and it's crazy because Huda was the one involved in the situation, and even she couldn't take a stand like that. So no, I've lost all my respect for Huda, but Nick and Iris, they have gained my respect full-heartedly. I love Nick. He's cool people. Iris was kind of in the background, but she was such a chill, sweet girl. But yes, she has gained my full respect. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, Iris also kept it short and sweet, and she said, "I would like to take this moment to say I do not condone racism whatsoever. This is a topic that I don't take lightly, and I want to address because it's harmful and hurtful. I have never, and will I ever, support hate of any kind. I hope we can all keep showing love and empathy toward one another." Wow, wasn't that easy, Huda? Wow, look at that. You can totally learn from that example. Look at this woman. She's not black. She's still standing on business. And you, Huda, you're currently with a black man, and you're being dismissive of racism. But the crazy part is, so was he. And that's the part that really got to me, because not only are you a black man, not only is Huda dating a black man, but then as your response as to your reasoning and justification, you include that you are a black man and you have faced racism. So the fact that you laughed is crazy. And you're trying to make it seem like we don't understand what happened. We saw both of y'all just bust out laughing, okay? And you're saying, oh, we only heard the slur. That was the first thing they said. Even if you only heard the slur, why would you laugh? And then it went, oh, we were just so surprised because a child said it. And oh my gosh, it was just insane. It's not funny even if a kid says it. As a matter of fact, it's even more sad, because that means somebody taught that little kid that, and out the gate as a child, they are possibly going to be prejudiced or racist. And that is sad. That's not funny. How old are y'all? 12? And I know poor Jeremiah just sitting over there wow. I'm sure he's shocked and appalled and low-key disappointed by her actions. Even though they're not together now, just having an ex that is passive with racism, especially when you're a person of color, that could possibly hurt. Like, it's just like, dang, I can't believe I didn't, notice that. What's going on? But hey, I am a big believer that everything really comes to light in due time. So guys, I just want to say, as an end cap, I feel like all of the cast members who responded, they did a good job, except for Huda and then her boyfriend Louie. I think they did a terrible job at accountability, at laughing, at everything. Like, they went wrong. Like, every single turn where they could have went right, they went left. Every single time. Like, at no point did I see anything from Huda and Louie and I was like, oh, maybe I do see their side. Because, y'all, I did take into account that Huda said that she had taken anesthesia on the video. She was like, she went to the dentist. She had to take anesthesia. So, she was kind of out of it. And then he was like, yeah, I took 3 shots of anesthesia. She kind of side-eyed him. So I don't know if they were both on anesthesia. But if they would have made a much better post and reaction and had accountability, I'm sure this could have went in a different direction, or it could have faded off a lot sooner than this situation is. Because this is bad. I don't know who's going to want to work with y'all now, but it damn sure ain't going to be nobody that we know about. They probably going to be small names. You know how these brands nowadays, they're getting these people out of there. If you're a brand ambassador, if you're an influencer and you do something crazy, you are gone. Okay? Like, no longer working for the brand. That's all. But yeah, guys, I digress. I know I said that a lot in this video, but yes, this was a lot. And I know this was kind of a heavy topic. I mean, we're talking about racism. So y'all know me, I'm going to get to the nitty gritty every time, but I want to know your thoughts in the comments. How do you feel about this whole Huda, Louie, Olandria situation? How do you feel about the cast members that did react? Do you feel like anybody was disingenuous? Let me know down in the comments. But in the meantime, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell. That way you're notified every time I post. And in the meantime, please be careful out here because this world is cray-cray. Okay, love you. Bye.